Hey, this is Tim. We're down here getting ready for the Seattle Social Media Breakfast. I'm here with Tack Anderson from Waggener. Tack.
Hello, good morning.
So we're catching up on this whole convergence in the digital media space, and you're speaking about PR colliding with advertising and everything else under the sun. So let's just catch up and have a natural conversation on that.
No, so I think it's as we were talking about, over the next 5 years, we're going to see a convergence in multiple areas. So we're going to see a convergence happen in the technology space, as all these different platforms start to standardize on APIs and, different authorization systems, and the technology becomes more standardized. That'll make it easier for the enterprises to adopt it and, scale it in a way that we haven't seen yet. But what we were talking about specifically was on the business side of things, the communication side of things, that it's after, the next 5 years, we're going to see PR, marketing, advertising. We're not going to see separate departments anymore. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it seems like as we approach the real-time web, everything's really becomes kind of data and analytics driven, as well as real-time response from the customer. So it's not just analytics. Right. But if the systems are separated and not federated, then it's hard to run in a real-time operation.
Right. Well, we were talking about earlier how, during the first .com boom and the first, digital, creative was, everything. It was all about, the creative of it and all these fancy splash pages. And the saying that we've been using a lot lately has been, is that data is the new creative. Like how creative was so important back then, data is, it's that new sexy must-have.
Yeah. So what do you see coming on this next year? We're just at the WTIA, Washington Technology Industry Association predictions event for 2010. What do you see coming on the pipeline?
I always think predictions are funny because we're always wrong about 1 year, what happens within 1 year, because it always takes longer than we think. Yeah. And we're always wrong about 5 years because it doesn't take as long as we think. Yeah. So I think predictions are always funny, but I think what we're really going to see this year, we were just talking about, we're starting to enter the adoption part of the curve where we're hitting the mainstream, right? Yeah. And especially within the practice itself, we're seeing people who, maybe have never been to a tweet up, they're starting to get into the space, and people that are starting, and a lot of times I think as early adopters, sometimes we kind of reel a little bit like, hey, this is my party, what are you doing here? This is just the cool kids. But, I think it's important to remember that it's a very important part of the process because we need those people who are more process oriented, who are more, driven by standards and best practices and that kind of stuff. Because if this space was nothing but early adopters, nothing would ever get done. We'd flip.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, I'm on Foursquare. No, I'm on Google phone or whatever the next hot thing.
Yeah, Latitude. I'm on Foursquare. I'm on Brightkite. I'm on. Nothing would ever get done. My joke that I always tell people is that if the world was only made up of early adopters, we probably never would have invented cars. We would have just tied rockets to horses. It'd be a lot more fun, but not safe for anyone.
So we're hitting more of the mainstream now. Video's gone crazy in the last 3 months, from like 10 billion streams to 30 billion.
Yeah, no, I think, it's the more things change, the more things stay the same, right? It all boils down to content, right? You got to have great content. You've got to tell great stories. You've really got to engage your consumers. The way that we've done that has changed. I think we need. Customers today want things more authentic, more real. Yeah. It doesn't need to be as polished. The well-produced stuff doesn't go away. But now you've got to have the awkward interviews at 7 o'clock in the morning with people, and you've got to have the real feeling. People want to feel like they're there.
Yeah, versus just the polish of the gloss. Well, let's wrap up there. We'll catch you a little bit later in the day for after the kind of the event, get the rundown. And
after I've had some caffeine and I'm a little bit awake.
Yeah. So we're looking for a coffee sponsor as well. We have a social media breakfast Seattle, and it's going to be going on once a month. It's very exciting.
This is the first ever. We're very excited. First one.
So, Tack, give everybody's your contact information.
So you can find me on Twitter at Tack Anderson, TAC Anderson, or just search my name and you'll find everything about me.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you on this.